right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the B3 Podcast. I'm your host, Brett, and I have just Tanner with me. Everyone else is gone. Matt's at the game. Should be a pretty exciting Houston Christian game.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, it should be fairly nice. Well, he's got club seats, so he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He won't even be sweaty.
Yeah. It's going to be hot.
What'd they sell, like 38,000 beers last weekend at the game or some crazy shit like that?
I think it was more than that, but yeah.
And I think their biggest problem was that people said the lines were too long.
I heard the beer lines were pretty good.
Yeah.
That there's like a self-service, like it was moving fairly quick.
I think somebody in Amber knew they stood in line for like 30 minutes.
Oh. Well, that would suck. It probably depends on what part of the stadium you're in.
Maybe. Anyway, so we have our show partners, Elite Nutrition. Check them out at EliteNutritionOmaha.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off. You can go to the store in Omaha or Lincoln and yell B3.
Get a free shaker.
We also have Rosewood Block to make the best cutting boards and barbecue, fully customizable. If you want to get anybody one for Christmas, I would probably reach out to them sooner than later.
It's got to be quick.
Yes.
They usually cut them off in what? Before Thanksgiving?
I believe so.
I think is it 12 weeks?
It's something like that. Once they share it, we'll share it on our Instagram too when they're getting their deadlines out there. They're awesome gifts. I've given them out to people for the last how many years now. But check them out at rosewoodblock.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off there as well. We also have D&D Beef. They're a local rancher. Michaela's been on our podcast a couple of times talking about ranch life and how they raise their beef. So you can check her out on there or go check them out and order some beef from them. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off there. And Omaha Barbell, the real Midwest mecca of fun and excitement. Come in for a good workout. If you go to Tanner's store and you've never been here before, you can probably get a free week pass.
WEAK.
Yes. And then once you're done being weak, you can get a strong membership. All right. Also, if you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, share, follow, all the cool things that the kids do with the technology these days.
Make a TikTok about us.
Yeah, I don't even have TikTok, so I wouldn't know.
I don't either.
Wow. I made a cool reel yesterday. We went out shooting yesterday.
Yeah.
Me and Matt went out shooting with Derek. We were down at Eastern Nebraska Gun Club.
Okay.
And Lane's been on the podcast before. We went and did a class with Lane. If you ever want to get into handgun shooting or just be more proficient, get a hold of Lane. He puts on like a phenomenal class. We did like a 4-hour class with him. And it was just us three. Me, Derek, and Matt did it with him. And it's awesome, just like from the basics up to he'll get you moving and shooting. And I'll tell you, the first time you run with a loaded handgun is weird, but then you get used to it. So we might try to do the USPSA competitions next year they hold down there.
Are you going to do a competition?
Maybe down there. They do them like once or twice a month down there, I think. So we'll see how this goes. I've never ran any pistol with a red dot on it. And so I just started that like last week. And so
how do you like it?
It's getting better. At first, like I was like fucking chasing the dot. You come up and you're just like chasing the dot, trying to find it quick, but it's gotten better.
Yeah. So do you just like punch? Like, are you getting better at just punching and then like finding the dot real quick instead of like looking for it?
Yeah, I can acquire the dot a lot quicker now. So we were out there moving and shooting, and it's funny. We had one like we had one set up as like a barricade. A lot of people put out like drums, but like we don't want to carry a bunch of drums down there. So we had like another target set up. So you had to shoot 2, go to the other side, shoot 2 in the next target, run to the next one, shoot 2, go to the other side of the barricade. Then it was like kind of like a split target, like it's hostage. You kind of make it look like there's someone in front of them, and you got to shoot 2 on that one. But you've limited your space to shoot. And there's scoring zones on a USPA target. There's A, C, and D. A is obviously your middle, and then it gets wider to the C's and the D's. And then headshots, there's a really small A and a B. So Matt runs through first, and we're just joking that it's like it's your wife or whatever that's the hostage. Fucking, he shoots her like right in the ribs. I was like, oh, well, all right. Well, she's dead now.
That is, I think part of it is that people watch too many movies.
Yeah.
And they think that shooting is simple.
No, there's a lot of things to it.
Man, there is a lot. And like that's a shot that I wouldn't even be comfortable taking. And I've shot.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, you're fairly close. You're maybe only like 3 to 5 yards away when we were doing that one. Hey, I was fine. I shot him right in the fucking A zone in the head, and then I shot him in the shoulder because we did 2 on each. And that second one's always hard because I'm not super great yet with like recoil control and trying to get better with that.
What'd you use? What were you shooting?
I have a Canik TTI Combat, so Terran Tactical made a gun with Canik.
Yeah.
So instead of it being like $8,000, like one of Terran Tactical's regular guns, it's like 900 to 1,000. I like it. It's got a compensator on it, but it puts me in like the open class because you can't have a compensator or like a ported slide, and that has both on it.
No.
And I was like, should I switch guns? And Lane's like, you're not going to win anyway, so just run the one you got. I was like, cool, thanks. So
little honesty there.
Yeah, but even we started doing some like distance shots from like 15 yards away, doing like headshots from 15 yards away on some of the targets.
15 yards is 45 feet, and most people would say that's not very far, but that's a long handgun shot.
Yeah, it's a decent distance for a handgun shot.
Yeah.
And believe me, we were not always hitting.
Yeah.
I shot one of the fucking wood stakes that we were using, wood.
Did he shoot with you guys?
Who? Lane?
Yeah.
No, he was down there. He was shooting on a different bay.
No.
Because like he actually...
Did you watch him?
No. He shot with us when we did his class.
Yeah.
And we had to do one. Lane, so you have like a shot timer and it makes a beep, and a lot of times you can just use the beep just to like... It like kind of gets you antsy. You're waiting for this beep, so you're kind of under pressure. You're waiting, however you want to say that. So there was one that Lane was holding the timer, and Derek and I each had 2 targets in front of us, and he would hit the beep and he had to put 2 shots on each target. So Lane goes, all right, I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to draw my gun and try to outshoot you guys. And when he said his gun, he was shooting my Prodigy because I was having some issues with it, which is a Springfield 2011. It's a double stack 1911. He fucking outshot us.
After hitting the timer.
He started the timer, and Derek and I were like in a ready position. So basically like relaxed muzzle, like your gun's pointed at the ground, but you have it in your hand already. You don't have to draw it. He fucking started the timer, drew, and put 2 shots on each target, and basically either beat us or tied us, like basically. With a gun that wasn't even his. He pulled a gun, because at that class I was shooting with iron sights. And so he brought a gun with it he had won at one of his shooting competitions that he had never shot. Pulled out of the box and was just like fucking lasers. He's like, I've never really shot this, but I thought I'd bring iron sights so I could talk to you about some different stuff. And just fucking just punching the center of the target out. He's very impressive to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went down the last couple Fridays. Matt and I did, and then Derek joined us this Friday and went down.
That's awesome.
And I like that. I like Eastern. If you get down there and there's time, you get a pistol bay, and it's basically yours for as long as you want it. There's no time limits. It's just yours. You don't have to let anybody shoot with you. So, and you can even they've even said once you're done shooting, once you put your guns away, you can have some beers if you want to while you're sitting there. But they're like, no more guns after that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to get in some shooting, Eastern Nebraska is a pretty cool setup down there.
That is the crazy thing, is that gun people follow gun laws.
Yes.
Like if I'm carrying and I'm going to a place where I'm like not supposed to carry, even if I think it's stupid, like I lock my gun up and I don't take it with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like gun people follow gun laws.
Yeah. And after, this last week of stuff, I feel like I should carry more than I do.
I carry everywhere.
Especially after that fucking girl got stabbed on the bus.
Yeah, that was gross. And what was more gross is everyone around her didn't help.
And now I was talking to somebody the other day about it, and they were talking about they were in the Marines, and they were talking about, they go through like situational training, and they said, a lot of people that first little bit, you're like, did that really just happen? Like you're going through your head, like, did that really just happen? Like, did I just see that? Okay, I understand. There's probably some shock there. But that girl seemed to have sat there for a little while. Even if you didn't know that he stabbed her, if you thought he just hit her, wouldn't you get up and be like, are you okay?
Well, the worst part is if you watch that whole video, a guy does come up and pulls his phone out and either takes a picture or videos her.
Yeah, it was sad. And I get that guy still had the knife he was walking around, but there's plenty of other people.
No, he was gone. He walked up.
Yeah, but he was still on the bus. Was it a bus or a train? Bus?
Train, I think.
Whatever it was. So, but yeah, no one even, as she's sitting there, like looking like what, like sad, like, and then just like folds over in between her seat and that little half wall thing and dies. And like, no one, are you okay?
No, it's gross. It's gross on society. It's gross that someone came up and just took a picture. And then the whole thing's disgusting.
Yeah.
And let's just be real, it was racially motivated. Because when he walked away, he said, I got that fucking white bitch.
Yeah, well, and then he's recorded on a prison phone call, jail phone call, being like, I didn't even know that girl.
No.
Like she was a Ukrainian refugee.
Yeah.
And I'd heard something I never looked to see. Like, I guess her parents said that she would rather be buried in the U.S. because she loved being here. And
the thing is, like, these judges who let these people out because they're freaking, I don't know what they're social activists, or they have some like fucked up mentality that they're doing good by he had 14 mugshots.
Yeah, I don't care what color anybody is. If you're going to be like, oh, this person didn't have the same privileges as somebody else, that has nothing to do with anything. You've done a lot of bad things. It's not like you got picked up for shoplifting and they let you back out of jail. You know what I mean? Or even like theft, you know what I mean? Like, but that dude was in for like violent crimes.
It's just gross. The system's gross. I think these judges need to be held accountable. So you should be able to sue them. Like, her family should be able to sue the judge who let him out.
Yeah. Well, I don't disagree with that. It's like that case in Michigan where they charged the parents.
Yeah.
Because they knew like he was doing all that weird shit, and then he went and he shot
and they bought him a gun.
Yeah, and he went and shot. Was that a school he went to? He went and shot the school or a church or something.
It was another church thing, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Either way, I 100% agree with those parents.
Or school, yeah.
And I'm like a super pro gun guy, obviously. I mean, we talk about guns a lot in here, but there has to be some accountability out there. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of non-personal responsibility and accountability out there that people aren't being held to. And
judges need to be held accountable.
Yes.
Like, and this like no bail thing, no bond is bullshit.
Yeah.
The whole thing, we have gotten away from a sense of morality. Like, whether you're religious or non-religious, we should all have some kind of moral compass that leads us in the right direction. And we have gotten away from that. I don't know if it's the internet. I don't know if it's social media, so where you see a bunch of things and you become desensitized, but it's getting out of control.
Well, I think it's a mix of, the news, the media, and social media, because some people never leave their computer and they have this need to belong to something, and then they think by doing something they're part of some bigger thing that they're doing, instead of going out and just associating with people. You know what? Weird kids used to find people to hang out with all the time when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, weird kids had groups, like when they probably thought that we were weird. You know what I mean? Like
the goth kids.
Yeah.
Or, when I was growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. They had their groups. You know what I mean? Like, we thought they were weird. They probably thought we were weird. Like, it's whatever. But they found people to hang out with. Like, they're out there, but when you keep having, people, these messages out there, like, these people are terrible, and you can't just keep saying people are terrible on either side. It's not okay to constantly call people names and they're this or they're that, because people start to believe that, and then they think they're helping out a bigger cause.
Well, I mean, we're going to get into it, but what was written with Charlie Kirk, what was written on the casing was "You're a fascist."
What was it? Hey, fascist, catch.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of other stuff. There was other ones written, but you can't keep calling, like President Trump can't keep calling that guy names and then think that no one's going to like jump on this boat that they think they're doing like some kind of like they're doing God's work out there. Like, yeah, he's a terrible person in society because that's what everybody keeps saying. So, if Charlie Kirk is one of Trump's soldiers, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting closer.
Well, and I posted a thing on my story. It was all the times that they say that, like, MAGA Republicans or Trump, they're fascists. They're a threat to democracy. They are, they're the enemy. Like they have been promoting, and the media promotes this, and the media is all owned by like 3 people, but the media promotes the shit out of this, and all they do is keep pushing and pushing and pushing a narrative, and people listen, and eventually we do have a mental illness, like.
Well, yeah, the lack of mental institutions is shitty for these people that need help.
But to your point, it's like they want to belong and they think they're doing good or whatever. Like it's this like fucked up mentality, and it's just being promoted over and over again. And it seems to be by the media just completely one-sided. Like it's always against the right. The media is always against the right.
And we've talked. There are crazy right people out there. But it's either way. You know what I mean? If you're going to call someone hateful names, probably calling people names in general is not great. But, like people talking about Joe Biden, like not mentally being okay is not calling him like a terrible person.
No, that's just facts.
Yeah, and it's not like a hateful name. You know what I mean? Like being like, hey, like he's probably not coherent to do what he's doing, right? Plenty of people on the left have come out and said, now, yeah, we noticed a lot of things that were not okay. You know what I mean? But that's not calling him like a hateful name. Like, how about we just stop with like calling people hateful fucking names?
Well, and you and I were talking about it. We slightly disagree. I would think it's becoming the norm on the left. And I'm not saying Democrats or whatever, but like the thing is that the left has become hateful. Like all the political.
The far left is not in a good space right now.
But I think that far left is not is I think center has moved way left. I think the left has moved way left. Like way left. Like for example, Elon, Rogan, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, they were all Democrats. All of them.
Well,
and the left, Bill Maher.
I was going to say Bill Maher.
Bill Maher even said the same thing. I have not moved. You guys have. But it's becoming the norm. It's just becoming like, read the comments. Read the comments about Charlie Kirk. I posted something on a CNN thing. They had more laughing emojis than they had anything else. Like, that's gross. And it's there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's disgusting. And we have to get a sense of morality. Charlie Kirk was shot because people didn't agree with his opinion. The guy never did anything wrong. Like, I shouldn't say that. I mean, he was human. But, like, there's no scandal. There's none of that stuff. He was respectful. He may debate you, but it was words. It was words, and that was it. If we can't have an opinion in this country without the fear of getting shot, and the thing is, it's not just like the right, like the people on the right that are the talking heads, or the people that are out there doing that. It seems to have moved to everyone on the right. You know what I mean? Like, how many people have you disassociated with because they voted for Biden or Harris? Zero.
Yeah.
Like you did not, I have not, no one that I know has just not become not friends with somebody or cut their family out or any of that stuff. But you see all the time that if someone voted for Trump, like, people will cut them out of their life. You know, like that vitriol is mainly a left thing.
Yeah. And we, like I said, we disagree on some of that, but like, cause I think there's a lot of good people on the left. There's a lot of great people on the left out there that I get along great with. You know what I mean? I think when people get on to like social media, all of a sudden they turn into different people sometimes. And that's probably on both sides too. You know what I mean? When you can hide behind a keyboard. Hide behind a keyboard and this dude just hiding behind a gun from 200 yards is not that different.
I posted something like this earlier. I was a both sides person. I was trying to be fair. But the norm on the left has changed. Like, this has become way more normal.
Well, and when people before they caught the assassin, basically, people were like, well, we can't say it's politically motivated. Okay, well, like I said, if you take politics completely out of it, Charlie Kirk is a nobody. He's just some guy talking at a campus, right?
Yeah.
So do you just go to campuses and shoot random people? So obviously it's politically motivated. Otherwise, why would you shoot him?
assassinate him.
Well, yes, but you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if it had nothing to do with politics, Charlie Kirk is nothing. Okay, at most, he's like a religious speaker then.
Yeah.
Because he was very into religion, obviously. So you just shoot religious speakers? So it was religiously motivated, which is just as bad as politically motivated.
See, MSNBC, did you see the first thing they posted? Or the first...
Well, I saw that guy get fired. I saw him talking.
They said, oh, well, this could have been one of his supporters that was cheering and a gun went off.
Yeah, no.
Like, this is TMZ. They cheered. I don't care what that guy said. I have seen people go back and go with like the timing of everything. They cheered when he died. Like, that's gross. The CNN people, everything's like, oh, this is terrible, but if I hear one more because what follows the but is that basically he deserved it because he preached hate. Go find me a clip. Find me a clip anywhere where he was racist or hateful. You won't find it because the guy was genuinely a good guy. And he was devout in his faith and to the point to where he lived it. A lot of people are devout in faith and they don't live it 100%. He lived it way more than the rest of us.
Well, and I didn't listen to a ton of Charlie Kirk. I don't always have like a ton of time to listen to things. And then when I do, there's other things, and not that I just never really listened to a ton of them. I've seen clips of him, and the people that went to debate him, this is what I don't understand is people can not like him, whatever. This goes back to the whole change the channel.
Yeah.
If you don't like him, and the people that debated him, no one forced these people to go debate him. You could go to this event. You got open mic time to talk to him. You voluntarily went up to talk to him. Right? He didn't just like, hey, you come over here and debate me, and then they force you to do, you know what I mean? No one forced anybody to do any of these things. And this is like even with anything. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Don't listen to it. If you don't like Charlie Kirk, why are you at his event?
Well, and the misquoting of him and this is another thing with social media. So some guy got on there and posted a picture of the shooter with the Trump shirt on and said it was photoshopped. Okay? And then he put the original image below it. And it says, photoshopped image, original image. The original image has like 200,000 views or likes or whatever. The photoshopped image has almost 2 million. Right? Like they do it on purpose. He just covered his ass. The guy who posted that just covered his ass. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, well, he was a Christian. He came from a Christian family. His dad was a law enforcement. This guy was an Antifa member. He was social. What's the socialist? Like he was in a socialist party group in Utah. Like this was very, very clear that he had been brainwashed. His beliefs had changed, whatever, when he went to college, right? And that shit happens because colleges are liberal. Like that I can say 100%. Colleges are liberal. And he was radicalized. So like don't come at me with all this fake shit because now you're just making it worse because now the thing about me and the thing about the people I know, we do our research. I don't just randomly share things like other people. I will look at it, I will research it, I will look whether it's in ChatGPT, I'll look online, I will look all over the place to verify what I'm hearing. There are things that I saw that would have like promoted I guess what I believe, but they weren't accurate. So I don't post them. I make sure that what I'm posting is accurate. I'm not saying I'm 100% right. Sometimes I get caught. It has happened. But for the most part, I'm trying to be accurate. So these misquotes, like his empathy quote, what his point was is that empathy, he said that he much rather prefer the word sympathy because empathy means I can put myself in your shoes. And he goes, I don't think people can do that. I don't know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Right? I'm feeling the way I feel, but I'm projecting on you. So he sympathy. He wasn't saying empathy's bad. He just doesn't think empathy's a thing because he doesn't think we're humanly capable of actually knowing how someone else is feeling. He said sympathy and compassion. He didn't say in that one quote. He used the word compassion many other times in other quotes, but are more effective terms. The whole gun thing that...
excuse me, the whole gun thing is way longer than what they put in there.
Way longer. And the point is that freedom isn't free.
There's a cost to freedom.
There is a cost to freedom. I would rather be free than safe.
And he's not even talking about, he wasn't being like, oh, these kids getting killed. You know, that's not what he's talking about. Like, if we want to look back, and because the gun violence thing has come up, you know, lately with all this, we need more gun laws. The number of gun deaths in the U.S., if you can look this up anywhere you want to. I mean, it's like, what is it, like 38,000 or something like that, gun deaths. But if you take out suicides and like law enforcement involved and
gang violence
and unknown, well, they can't sort out gang violence. That's what I was just going to say. It drops that number like less than half of actual like gun death. You know what I mean? They're just like murders, you would even call it. But they can't differentiate. There's no statistic for gang violence because most cities will skew their gang violence.
But they don't want it. They don't want it on their number.
Yeah. So again, I'm not saying that shooting anybody is okay. I'm not saying any of that's okay. But to sit here and be like, we need to do this. Yeah, but it's not really. If people want to kill people, they're going to kill people. That guy stabbed that chick for no reason.
Right.
People drive cars into things. Now, if you want to say you can get some more background checks, you know, you can do that too, whatever you want to do. But you can have somebody who just snaps one day, like this kid with the Charlie Kirk thing. I think he hunted with it. Him and his dad would hunt. You know, they lived in Colorado or in Utah. They would go hunting. Obviously, he went off the rails at some point here.
So no gun law, even proposed liberal gun laws, would keep a hunting rifle is something you can't buy.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if most people, I don't know if they know what gun laws are. I was fingerprinted. I have my picture taken. I have a background check. Like it's not that you just walk in and buy a gun. Like that's not how it works.
Yeah. But even if you have a gun, anybody can snap at any point in time. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? People are still going to find a way to kill people. Timothy McVeigh used a fucking Ryder truck full of chemicals and blew up a building in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Planes were flown into the trade centers. Cars have been driven into people. You know, and everybody's like, oh, what about over in Europe? People get stabbed over there all the time. Actually,
look at the current rape, sexual assault.
And home invasions. Home invasions is massive over there too.
Yeah, look at the current sexual assault numbers in Europe, in almost every country besides like Poland, and they have gone up two to five times.
And it's because I'm guessing the criminals have guns.
Criminals don't follow laws. So like we were talking just a minute ago, if I'm not supposed to take a gun somewhere, I don't take a gun somewhere. Okay, so there are rules that I'm supposed to follow. If I'm out and I'm going to be drinking, I don't take my gun because it's illegal for me to have it if I've been drinking.
Well, you know what else kills a ton of people? Fentanyl.
Well, how many people just die in car accidents?
Well, no, but okay, but I'm saying, but fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
Fentanyl is super illegal. Like, you can't even be in possession of fentanyl. And that's illegal, but tons of people die from it.
Well, and I think you and I have talked about this. Drugs.
The war on drugs. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because weed's like kind of whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
but
yeah.
drugs are illegal, and somehow people still get those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's all kinds of freaking drug laws.
Yeah.
There's federal drug laws. There's state drug laws. There's local municipality drug laws. There are drug laws everywhere. There are canine dogs. Like, there are things in there to prevent drugs, and they are not prevented.
Yes. So just to make your jump right away to like, we need gun control and we need gun laws. Anytime someone dies, and this goes back to like the Charlie Kirk thing, like it's better to have one and not need it. You know what I mean?
Well, and most people don't even understand why the Second Amendment is there.
Yeah, it's to protect you from the government.
Yes. And if you don't believe that, go back and read the documents that the founding fathers wrote. Go back and read the stuff that they were talking about. It is to protect us from a tyrannical government. And if you go back and look at COVID, if you go back and look at a lot of different things, while a lot of shit happened here, it's not what happened in fucking Canada, where you couldn't even go to a grocery store, or if you weren't vaccinated,
Or Australia.
or Australia, or Europe, or the fact that they're arresting 30 people a day in the UK for posting mean things.
Yes.
Like that, none of that stuff happens. And like, imagine being this country arresting 30 people a day for like social media posts. And it would be way higher because this country is a little more aggressive with their social media than anywhere else.
Especially right now.
Right.
When people already want to say that Trump is a fascist and this and that. Imagine if he started locking people up.
And the thing is, and this is where I think one of the differentiation points between the left and the right is if Trump started doing that, the right would turn on him immediately.
Yes.
I'm not saying every one of them, but 80, 90% would. You know what I mean? There are going to be those people who are just, blue no matter who, red no matter who, it doesn't really matter. But like, I turn on him in a second. You can't do that. I'm a constitutionalist, and that's the way most conservatives are. I am not a Republican, because Republicans are politicians. In my opinion, Republicans are politicians. I'm a conservative. I'm a constitutionalist. I believe in the document. I don't care what party you're on. You violated. I have been on here saying that I think stop and frisk in New York City, even though it cleaned up the city, was unconstitutional because it violated your Fourth Amendment right. Like, I think that the stuff with what was the act after 9/11?
Oh,
the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act is completely unconstitutional. I will say, and Republicans and Democrats both, that it is unconstitutional. Reagan and Bush's gun grab in the 80s and 90s, unconstitutional. Like, I am not going to be here and say just because someone is a Republican that they're right. No, if you violate the Constitution, or if you're a power, or if you're grabbing power, or if the safety thing, like, they all get us. The fear is such a powerful emotion, so powerful. Like, it's probably one of the most powerful emotions you have, way more powerful than happiness, is the fear. And they play on it. They hit that with that fear that you're going to die if you don't get the shot, or if these people have guns, or if we have this, or like if this person's a threat to democracy. They just hammer, 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 hammer fear, because it's the one that drives us the most, because either we don't want to die or we think something's going to happen or whatever. And that whole messing with our collective brains is dangerous.
Yeah. I think the overall, message from all this is like, just get out and, be with people, talk to people.
Be able to have a difference of opinion without the person being fucking evil. Like, if you don't like that I'm saying something, like, you can disagree with my opinion, right? But doesn't make me an evil person. And that's the thing, is that, like, now it's like, if you're this, or if you believe this, or, I mean, even like someone who's pro-life, they're evil now, right? They're evil to the pro-choice people. Like, they're just evil. I was like, you can have a difference of opinion without someone being evil. And that's not going to change. Like, unfortunately, that's what drives clicks. That's what drives ratings. That's what drives all the things. And the dollar is the most powerful thing. And that is, so nothing's going to change. The media is still going to do the media thing. And they're still going to promote all this stuff because people freaking click on it. And the social media posts that piss people off are the ones that get clicked on or liked or commented on. So, like, I don't see it going anywhere. I don't see it changing. Like, if we could take a 2-year social media break in this country and reset, maybe.
Yeah. I think overall as a society, though, just get rid of the hate. Just fucking go out and talk to people, be friends with people, fucking get out of your basement, go out and actually be in the world, and it's okay to, like Tanner said, it's okay to have a disagreement with somebody. It doesn't mean you dislike them. I don't agree. Tanner and I don't agree on everything. I don't dislike him most of the time.
Well, and that's another thing that people talk about. And Charlie, and I think this is where Charlie, where people will say that Charlie was preaching like hate, is because he believed in truth. And his foundation for that was biblical. That Jesus, while he forgave people for his sins, and he did, we go to the scripture where they talk about the Pharisees and Sadducees, or were, I probably butchered that, were standing around with the woman, like the hooker, right? And like, thou who had without sin cast the first stone, and they all drop them. That's not where it ends. He went up and told her, you need to not sin. You know what I mean? He didn't say it's okay to be a hooker. He just says, I forgive you, but you need to stop. And that's what he believed in, is that if he believed that you were doing something wrong, he told you. He didn't tell you out of hate. He told you out of truth. And I hate this. There's more than one truth. There's one truth. There's something that's true, and then there's everyone else's version of it.
Well, yeah, it's just like, well, that's that person's truth. Well, that doesn't mean it's right. That's what they believe. That doesn't make it right. I'm not going to be like, well, whatever, like, fuck that person. You know what I mean? But there's an old saying that everyone wants to hear the truth until you tell them, then you're an asshole.
Yeah. And that's where he did, is that he was very honest. If you go back and watch his stuff, he's just honest. He's not disrespectful. He doesn't call names. He will tell his crowd to be respectful all the time. Like, he wanted an honest debate. He stayed calm. Even people would cuss at him, throw stuff at him, knock his hat off, do all kinds of things. He would stay calm about it. Like, at first and foremost, he was Christian, and he would tell you that. He wasn't Republican first. It wasn't politics. It was Christianity. It was his family. And like, he stood true to that. And he wasn't doing it out of hate. He was doing it out of truth. Just like when he was talking about transgender things. He's like, you're XX or XY. That's it. Now people take that as but now he's anti-trans. No, he's not. He's just saying the truth is that you were born with these genetics, and that's what you are. Now, that's not anti anything. He wasn't calling them names. He wasn't saying to hate them. None of that stuff ever came out of his mouth. His simply put is that this is what you are.
Well, and they were talking about the stoning the gays or whatever. And no, he just corrected that lady. He's like, no, because you have to read, if you're going to quote Leviticus, where it said, like, love your neighbor, he goes, you have to read the one before that, where it was like, a man lays with another man shall be stoned. You know what I mean? Or whatever, however that was quoted out. He's like, you can't skip the line before it and be like, oh, I'm for this. He's like, the line before it was this. But he wasn't saying go out and stone gay people.
No. And he
was quoting the scripture because another lady kind of butchered it. So he was like, no, you left this part out.
Yeah. And then Stephen King posted that and got obliterated.
And apologized for it.
Yeah. But all those people, that's another thing, is that they just pipe off at the mouth. And it's one thing if you post something stupid and you have like 30 followers or 100 followers, but when you post something stupid and you have millions of followers,
you have a responsibility.
You do have a responsibility to be accurate.
Yeah. And again, me, like I said, I wasn't like a big Charlie Kirk follower. I'm not like I think Charlie Kirk is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not that guy either. I haven't listened to enough of his things. You can't, like, just stop with, like, you can't just fucking shoot somebody because you don't like what they say. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay against anybody. I don't care. I don't care if it was AOC out there having given some speech or whatever. She doesn't deserve to be shot either. Like, no one should be shot over a disagreement.
Yeah.
It's just go out and fucking just talk to people. You don't have to agree with everybody. It's okay. You know what? Here's the thing is, you don't have to be on Facebook looking for a group to be a part of. You don't have to be a part of some movement all the time or be a part of something. Like, just live your life, enjoy life. Like, there's a lot of cool things in this world to see and enjoy. And stop getting so wound up on the political media. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, just hang out with your friends and family, and you know what I mean? Like, life does not need to be this difficult. And now you've made Erica Kirk's life very difficult, because now she raises 2 kids without a father and
they were there.
Yeah. And that's going to suck, because those kids are probably going to see these videos when they're older somehow. You know what I mean? It'll be on the internet still, because the internet never forgets.
Well,
but now her life is going to be way more difficult because someone else that day just thought, oh, I'm going to change the world and I'm going to shoot this guy.
And I hope that Kosh Patel and the other people at the FBI and CIA really dig into this, because this was more coordinated. There's something that was too well done by a 22-year-old to not have coordination. That shot is impossible. It's a hard shot.
I know, from 200 yards out with a 30-06 with a scope on it, and you've hunted deer before.
Just the angle.
It's not that great of an angle. You just had a 30% angles where you have to change where you aim. It was probably only like a 5-degree angle.
No, but just to know where the tent's at and where you have to be posted up at, like the planning, the coordination that had to go into that.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, you could have went and fucking walked at that. You could have asked somebody at the school, "Oh, hey, where's Charlie going to be at?" And they probably would have told him.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a coordination.
Oh,
and there's some weird plane shit and some other stuff.
I think if it was better coordinated, he'd have been gone. He could have drove to Mexico. He went home. That's not very smart.
Well, he didn't get caught.
Well, he did.
Well, he got caught because his dad turned him in. He didn't get caught.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, he was out there. But they knew who he was. They saw the video of they had his pictures. Like I said, I saw an interview with like a guy that was like a Marine sniper or whatever, and he was like, "Now, first of all, you would never be in here. There was a shaded area you could have been in, which would have given him more cover. You know what I mean?" And he was going through like, this guy's not a pro. Like, there's things you could have done differently.
Well, I mean, I've watched a bunch of other things that said the exact opposite. Once again, the internet.
Yeah, and the other part, to think you're going to jump off a building, and how did he not get? You're just lucky he didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
he could have John Wilkes Booth that shit and fucking broke his leg.
Yeah,
but yeah, either way, man, it's just like fuck it. It's life is not that difficult. Just be nice to people. Like, it's not that, and if you don't like them, just don't talk to them. It's not that hard. Like, but you can have a difference of opinion. That doesn't mean you have to punch somebody in the mouth or shoot them. It's never okay.
And that was one of the things that he talked about, civil discourse. And what he said was, if we quit talking is when it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, like, we need to be able to talk and work things out and have a difference of opinion and hear other sides and get down to it. And we don't have to agree. That's the thing that I think most people have lost in society today, is that you have to agree. No, you and I can talk about something, and you can have your opinion and I can have mine, and we can both make our arguments, and our opinions cannot change. And it doesn't mean that we now can't like each other. It just means that we just disagree.
Yeah, and that's fine. You're probably not going to change a person's mind. More than likely, you're not going to. But it doesn't need to resort to violence.
Ever.
No. So, but I think we'll just end with that.
Good.
Just go out there and be nice to people. Enjoy life. It's not that difficult. You know. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you next time.